Some people don't break when life pushes them away. They rebuild, silently. This is not just a story about betrayal. It's a story about courage. The courage to walk away and never look back. Listen carefully, because this lesson might change the way you see your own life. Years ago, in a quiet countryside town, lived an elderly woman named Margaret. Her life was simple, but it was built on years of hard work. With her husband, she had turned dry land into a working farm. They raised animals, grew crops, and survived many difficult seasons together. But time is cruel. After her husband passed away, Margaret's world became smaller. Her body grew weaker, her steps slower, and her nights lonelier. Her daughter and son-in-law moved in to help. At least that's what they said. But help soon turned into burden. The daughter had lost patience, the son-in-law had lost purpose. While Margaret still tried to cook, clean, and care for the home, they complained and waited. At night, Margaret often heard whispers through thin walls. One evening, the words were clear. "We can't survive like this," the man said. "This house should be ours." The next morning, Margaret stepped outside and froze. Her clothes, her blankets, her old shoes were scattered across the dirt. Her daughter stood near the door, avoiding her eyes. "You need to leave," she said coldly. "We're starting our own life." Margaret's voice trembled. "This is the home your father and I built." The door closed, and for the first time in her life, Margaret had nowhere to go. She sat on the steps until the sun disappeared, crying, not from anger, but from disbelief. What they didn't know was that Margaret had learned one important lesson long ago. Never put your entire future in someone else's hands. Years earlier, her husband had saved a small amount of money, not in a bank, not in anyone's name. Hidden, quiet, safe. That night, with aching knees and steady courage, she retrieved it, and instead of begging, she walked away. In a nearby village, a farming family welcomed her with warmth. No questions, no judgment. With her savings, Margaret bought a modest piece of land. It wasn't big, but it was hers. Neighbors helped her build a wooden home. She planted crops again, raised chickens again. Slowly, life returned. A young boy from the village often helped her. He never asked for money, only listened, only respected. For the first time in years, Margaret felt peace. Meanwhile, her daughter's life collapsed. Without effort, without gratitude, their house decayed. Arguments replaced love. Hope turned into blame. One day, desperate for work, the son-in-law arrived at a beautiful farm. Margaret opened the door. His face went pale. She offered him work, not revenge, not humiliation, just one rule. "Do not tell my daughter this place belongs to me." He agreed. She never mistreated him. She only asked one question: "How is my daughter?" He always said, "She's fine," even when she wasn't. Eventually, the daughter followed him. When she saw the farm, the house, the life her mother had built, rage filled her voice. "You had all this while I suffered?" Margaret looked at her calmly. "When you finish shouting, then speak." The daughter demanded money, property, ownership. Margaret handed her a few coins and closed the door. Before her passing, Margaret made one final decision. She wrote her will, not for blood, but for kindness. The farm went to the boy who helped her when she was abandoned. When the daughter returned to claim what she thought was hers, the truth was revealed, and she left with regret as her only inheritance. So remember this: walking away is not weakness. Sometimes it's wisdom. Your value is not decided by those who mistreat you. Respect yourself enough to rebuild, quietly, bravely, completely. Kindness grows, greed destroys. Choose courage, choose dignity, and choose your own path forward.